Hello, everyone. Here we go. We are back with another one. This is Juan, Kevin, and Mark, and we like movies. So I was waiting for
Sometimes
someone to say.
I have to say it to interrupt it. That's the only time I'll say it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's correct. We like movies sometimes. So here we are with again another edition. This time we are talking about Mr. Kevin's pick, which is Death on the Nile, a 2022 film by Kenneth Branagh, and boy, is this a hot turd of a film. I, I can't- I'm
Really?
excited to get into this.
Just laying it right out there, plop on the table. This is what I got, boys.
Yeah,
I wish you hadn't said it. You would have heard my opening for it.
oh, I apologize then for
You
ruining that
know,
moment for
you
you.
should have like slammed on the table to make it sound like a thud, and then you should have said, "This was a hot pile of turd, baby."
Dude, it's so bad. But yeah, I guess yeah, as we usually do, a quick synopsis. This is, based on a famous novel, and I guess it is a sequel, right, to Death on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
Which I did not see.
That's
And
probably why you were lost.
I was not lost. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's about the world's most famous detective who finds himself as a part of this honeymoon that a bunch of people are on, and this wealthy lady on this boat as they're cruising down the Nile, and there's all sorts of suspicious activity and characters, and sure enough, as expected, there's a murder on the Nile, and then more murders, and the detective is there to solve them. That's pretty much it. Again, maybe I should say, since it's Death on the Nile, it's a hot floating turd of a movie. But all right, Kevin, since this was your pick,
So
why don't you start us off?
here was going to be my original opening. I'm like, all right, guys, you can thank me for picking this movie because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And now that just went so bad. But it was by no means a perfect movie, of course. But as we go talk about it, you're going to see the stuff I did like about it, which I think you may not have caught on to, Juan. And hopefully we can open your eyes. Well, I don't know what Mark believes, but hopefully we can open your eyes because I think you might have done a disservice to this movie by not seeing it the way I saw it.
No, I'll tell you what. We both saw a turd. Yours might have been more polished than mine, but
Well,
trust
I
me,
thought
this was a turd.
I even have Kenneth Branagh is a very underrated director. That's what I have it. So I feel like we saw two different movies.
Ooh, I kind of just want to step out because this is exciting. You have one side that's completely against, and you have the other who is completely for, and
So Juan,
me.
you did see the new one, right? Not the old one.
Yes.
Like you said. Okay.
Who
All right. So
who died, Juan? Which actress died?
Gal Gadot.
Okay, you saw the right one then. All right, just making sure.
Hmm.
It was just a quick test. Um, Kevin, are you done? Sorry, I don't.
yeah, no, I was gonna be like I'll give it to Mark. 'Cause I'm curious to
You'll get.
know.
Okay, you're gonna get into it. I got you. Um, so Death on the Nile was my um second escapade with Mr. Poirot. I don't know how to pronounce that right. Um, I did see Death on the Orient Express, and as with the first one, or I guess as with that one, because it's not really a sequel; it's two different stories. Um, as with that movie, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. It was a simple, detective movie, and I enjoyed it. I was playing my little whodunit, and I thought I had it down pat, and some of it was kind of cop out stuff. But at the end of it, the person that actually did it, I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, that was the obvious one. I didn't think they were going to go obvious, but the way they did it, I go, oh, wow, okay, that's very interesting. But it was a popcorn flick for me because I saw Death on the Orient Express. Like I knew what it was. It was just a flashy popcorn movie. Like there was no substance there, but it was a fun movie to watch. I don't think there was any bad acting. I don't think there was any. Some of the scenes were hilarious. But I'll get into that. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie.
Okay. So, all right. To be fair, to be perfectly fair and transparent, I will start off with this. I hate this genre. Like, to me, I don't get people that enjoy this genre. There is no mystery to solve. Like, it's so, and like.
Can I pause you right there? That's why I like it. Because it's not hard. Like, no, seriously, because I like my hand is being held. So like it's simple. There's not a lot of people I have to look at and go, man, all these people could have done it. Like there was a solid 4 people that could have done it. So I think that's why I enjoyed it, because now what's the other one? Knives Out. I thoroughly enjoyed Knives Out. That one was way more complex, but at the end of the day, it was the same feel. It was the same. There's only so many characters I have to deal with, but that story was just much better, So for this one, I knew what I was getting into, because I've seen, Orient Express, but to just combat what you were stating on your first point, I think that's why I liked it. Because it was just a simple puzzle mystery.
It was just a fun whodunit.
Yeah.
No, man, not fun. I mean, Knives Out is definitely better than this, and I enjoyed it more than this. But I guess I'm biased because I cannot stand this genre. I get no enjoyment out of it. There's nothing for me to learn from this or to think about. It's just it's a waste of time, man. It's like, to me, there's no redeeming qualities to this type of film. And then again, I would have actually enjoyed the Murder on the Orient Express one, simply because Daisy Ridley's in it, and she's not in this, and that was upsetting. And
so I walked in already pretty pissed off.
But like, again, and honestly, for me, the best part of the movie was like the first 5 minutes in black and white. That was
fantastic.
That was a great part of the film. Yeah. Nothing to like, but it was pointless. It had nothing to do with the rest of the film, except to show again, oh, this guy's always had it in him. He's a great mind, a great detective. No scarring whatsoever from that horrible accident. All that covered his cheeks where they were wide open.
Juan didn't finish the movie.
Yeah.
I did finish the movie.
No, you did not, sir.
She said something about a mask and his mustache.
Okay, and then what happened? What happened later in the movie?
The very last scene.
What was the last scene in the movie? Oh, he didn't finish it.
I did. No, I told her. Wait, what do you mean
he shaved off his mustache?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, yes, that was the last scene. He goes to see Otterborn, and he has his mustache. Because, I was saying the same thing throughout the whole movie. Like, why are you giving me? And again, yes, that scene was beautiful, the black and white. I even made a note. Like, I said, it's crazy how they made black and white beautiful. Like, it is so incredible to watch now. But anyways, yeah, the whole time I'm going, dude, why are you showing me this whole thing about his scar? And he's got no freaking scar. And then he shaved the mustache. And I went, wow, okay. But a part of me wonders, was that makeup there the whole time, or did they just add that effect in once, the mustache is gone? But you didn't either. You don't remember?
That scene was so good. Him just sitting there alone at that.
Either you
No,
don't
no.
remember, you were so turned off by it, or you fell asleep.
And I was dozing off. So because again, not only and it wasn't just me being tired. It was just like, oh my gosh, bro. I'm just so over this, like that. And I was, I was fighting it, but yeah, I guess I missed that part. But what, they showed his scars?
Yeah, and it was
Oh. So
they
what?
were very.
He was like covered in makeup, or how was he hiding it?
No, apparently the mustache was covering it. So the mustache was completely gone. He was completely clean shaven. So his face, you can see the scar perfectly on his cheek going over to his lip. Like you see it.
But there's no way the mustache alone could have covered all that.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have covered the tooth part. Yeah.
I want to go back and watch it now again to see, was that makeup, was that scar there the whole movie, or did they just add in that effect at the end to show that he had, because I mean, dude, it was clear as day, the scar. But when he had the mustache, I was wondering the same thing, because that scene stuck out to me. I'm like, dude, that's an incredible story. Like this dude looking at the wind, it's pointing out how he's always being perceptive of his surroundings. And then he's like, no, we need to go now. And it's a complete success and everybody's celebrating. And then his general just makes a dumb turn, I guess. I don't know how war works, but he gets hit with the shrapnel. He has this scar, and she says, "Oh well, I still love you," blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, that's pretty incredible. And then I see his face with a mustache. I'm like, bro, there ain't no scar there. He used some cocoa butter, because that thing gone.
Yeah, no, that first scene, like it was like a movie in itself, and it was great. I kind of was like, okay, good start. But no, I just went downhill. Can I list off for you guys a few of my problems here?
No, hold on, wait. Before you do, yes, go Kevin. And I have one more thing. Go Kevin.
No, I just want to talk about that, because you said that opening scene doesn't impact anything in the movie. But like we were just talking about, even the mustache, when Catherine comes to see him, she's like, "Oh, maybe you could grow out your mustache," and you see that he grew it out, and then you find out that Catherine died on the way to visit him, and he blames himself for her death. You know what I mean? And that mustache represented something about her, and that's why it was something big when he shaves it off to go see this other woman perform. Like that's what I got from him. Like, wow, that was actually a really big moment for him.
See, that was
without that mustache.
Yeah, that was character building for Poirier, because me and Kevin, we saw Orient Express, so we already know.
Admittedly, I've never seen Orient Express. Like, I just wanted to see this movie myself. No, I've never seen it.
Oh, never mind then. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm the only one. For me, like, I already knew the character, so that was just building on top of what I already knew. But I guess take it back, because I thought Kevin had seen it. I misunderstood that.
But that's why I went totally. I knew it was a quasi sequel to Orient Express.
Yeah.
But like everything I read said you don't have to watch it, so I was like, you know what? I just want to watch this because I like it. It interests me on stuff I've seen before. Yeah. And again, without knowing Orient, I feel like I wasn't very lost in this movie.
Yeah, all of his personal qualities, being not a narcissist, but he's smug, he's vain. All of that stuff is it's predominant in Orient Express. Like that is known, and that's just his character. So then we come into this movie, and we see that scene, and I was just like, oh, okay, so he's got a little something in him, because obviously he loves someone. And then we go back to who he is now, and he's the smug, vain person. I mean, he even said it himself. He loves hearing people going, "Oh, you're so good," So for me, just seeing that scene, it added more for me. But considering that you guys both didn't see it, it kind of ruins my point.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't, for me. He was not a very likable character.
No, he's not supposed to be.
He's the star of the movie.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the likable part. Like
something about it's got to be likable, and if it's not the main character, then what is? Nothing was.
Well, no, the story itself. I mean, you didn't think the story was good. Like here, I love watching Rick and Morty, and the main character is Rick, but he's a despicable person. Like I don't like him. I think he's funny, but I don't like him. So
Yeah,
I don't think you need to like the main character. But there's points to the movie. I just think this was a simple murder mystery, but
And,
having that
and
scene added that extra, that extra layer.
yeah,
and I agree. He wasn't a likable, like he's not a likable character. But I wrote down like he was an interesting character.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
I was very interested in the way he behaved and the way he was acting and all that stuff. I was like, I literally wrote like, oh, he's such an interesting character.
Yeah.
he knows what
Okay.
he's good at.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So can I read you now my list
Okay.
of?
No, I just kind of don't want to hear it, man. Just say you like the movie, bro.
Okay. List the way.
Okay.
List the way.
Number one, the freaking guy flying a kite on a pyramid, and Hercules, whatever, just sitting there watching a pyramid, and all of a sudden there's a guy flying a kite on the pyramid. That was the first time. That was the first note. And my note was, what the hell is going on here? There is that. Then the next one is when Gal Gadot is in like this long dragging thing, Armie Hammer or Doyle or whatever is like, oh, come on out. It's the Queen of the Nile. And she's like in this drapey thing as Cleo, and you just see her face and like her profile. I'm like, again, my note, bro, what the hell is this?
It's so
And
great. Sorry.
and then why are they on a honeymoon with a bunch of people and a band? What is this, bro? Like, what am I watching? This made no sense, bro.
Yeah, you were focused on the wrong part of the movie, man. Like,
And then, so on a more serious note, like part of why I can't stand this genre is back in the previous conversation about Adam Project, we talked about the tropes and the conventions of the time travel movies.
Oh,
Well,
riddle, baby.
the tropes and the conventions of this are so annoying. His friend Book that has to explain
No,
to
no,
him,
no, no, no.
oh, it's this
Book,
character and this character,
book.
and yeah, and there's this scene where he's like, oh, that's this person, this is her motivation, and this is who she is, and she's suspicious, and like going through that, and then all the people that just talk to him and like tell him everything about their lives, this guy they hardly know, like these conventions that have to be in this mystery murder subgenre or whatever, they're so annoying. Like, ugh.
Triggered.
Well, they knew who he was, though, by the way, because he was famous.
Some of them did.
What's
No,
that?
like,
Well, or even if they knew who he was, they had never met him though. To like
true.
be, unfolding and revealing all these personal, intimate details about their lives.
Well, I guess when you start spilling the beans, you want to make it exciting.
Well, and it makes it worse that they actually know of him because they know that he's like the world's greatest detective. So let me just go ahead and tell you every intimate detail about my life.
Well, because they know he's gonna find out anyways.
Man,
He is the world's greatest detective.
You ain't convincing me, pal.
Well, I'm not the world's greatest convincer. Yeah, no, you listen. So I think it's interesting that you said you like. So what did you like about Knives Out?
I mean, again, when I say I liked it, it was
I was being funny.
Yeah, no. It's like not by much. It was at least like, all right. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I liked it.
the pyramids and the Nile. Like,
okay,
that one was a little bit more based in reality.
But you clearly despise this movie, and now you're saying that you liked Knives Out a little bit more. So, did you actually like Knives Out?
Again, no, for the same reasons that like for this movie, like I just don't like that subgenre.
Okay.
That one was that one was just done better.
All right, all right. So yeah, those cheeky moments with the Cleopatra thing, yeah, all that stuff just made me laugh.
This is the
Uh,
last one. I was
it,
cracking up.
yeah, because
What?
it's that
Like
time
I,
period. They do goofy, dumb stuff like that, you know?
He's like
They just
about
like
to
to show their
bang.
money.
He's like about to bang her on the Sphinx. It's like,
Bro,
again, what is happening here?
no, no, no. My favorite part was the beginning of the dance scene.
Oh,
And they were dancing, and I literally said to myself, I'm like, at what point does somebody go, guys, I'm pretty sure they're not dancing anymore. Like they just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, holy smokes, this is getting uncomfortable to watch. And then the best part for me is she's like, hey, here's my best friend who, nobody probably thinks is really hot. Oh, I told you that she's the golden girl. Oh, yeah. Why don't you and go dance with her the same way we dance together? Let's see what happens. And she starts crying. Bro, that was just hilarious to me. I loved it. I ate it up.
yeah, no, I thought all that was great. Um, I thought it fed to like Gal Gadot. Like I just kept writing, I'm like, this woman's not likable. Like she just wasn't. Like everything she was doing, I'm like, man, you're doing this in front of your best friend, all that stuff. I liked it because at the end, I don't know if that first part was part of the setup too, or if she concocted her idea after that. But I was like, oh wow, like I had you had me believing. I felt bad for her. Whatever
Yeah,
her name was now.
same,
Yeah, but
same.
I don't. But now I'm like, wait, did she play me too? Because I'm like, was this all part of the plan the whole time?
how
Like,
Yeah,
about
none
no.
of them.
this lady gets shot in the head? There's not even a few drops of blood on the pillow next to her.
Oh my,
Like,
this guy's been desensitized.
It
Last
was a 22.
last episode he wants a torture scene. This episode he wants brains.
but like you're telling me there
It's not a
wouldn't be.
Tarantino flick.
Yo, come on, give me a speckle of skull. Come on, just a little bit, a chip or something.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you were expecting. You just don't like these movies, like 100%. And I think that Knives Out has probably done it the best, but Death on the Nile wasn't bad because I knew it was going to be the cheesy side of it. Again, I had seen Orient Express, which I liked as well. And if someone put it on, I would go, ooh, and I would watch. Um, and not to reveal what my rating's going to be, but I would do the same with this as well. But I knew what I was getting into, and these movies don't bother me. um, they always do these reveals. It's like, oh well, how the hell was I supposed to know that was happening behind the scenes, so it
yeah,
kind of ruins. And Knives Out, I have to watch it again, but I don't think there was a lot of there wasn't a lot of scenes that happened outside of our view. And
yeah.
this one, there was just too much going on, that was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is getting
Yeah.
very convoluted,
My,
but still, it was funny. It was funny to watch, enjoyable to watch.
yeah. My knock on it was when he was talking about like, oh, when he got shot, Doyle got shot, and they went to go get the doctor. He was able to get up, run down to the other side of the boat, kill her, run all the way back, shoot himself, throw hide everything, and then boom, hey doctor. I'm like, what? How long were they gone?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
stuff
timing
like
didn't
that.
work
It's
for
like,
me.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess. But it's just it was funny. But what I did enjoy about the movie, again, because I had seen Orient Express, I knew that there were things happening in this movie that are like they're important to the story, and they're going to be brought back. Like when the mom shouted, "Where's my red paint?" I said, that's going to be brought up at the end. And there were just things like that. And that's why it made it enjoyable for me, because I was able to pick up on those. It was low hanging fruit, but for me, I enjoy that because it's just as sweet. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So that's why I knew what I was getting into. So when they made big deals about things that just didn't seem like a big deal, I went, oh, that's a sign. And that's what it ended up being. So here I am patting myself. I mean, I didn't get it right. I thought it was the lawyer.
Her cousin.
Cousin. That's cousin. I thought it was him because the whole time they were like he was purposely looking sketch, and I'm like, they're making it look like him. But you know what? They're probably gonna do like one of these roundabouts. It's not him, but suddenly it is. So I'm gonna stick with it. It's him, and it ended up not being him at all. But it was things like that I was picking up on. And if you watch the movie again, if you watch him every time after the first murder, every time you'll see he's like shifty as hell. So it just makes you go, oh man, it's totally him.
But that's why, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so that's why I was able to enjoy it, because it was just fun things like that I could pick up on.
But why it's not fun to me, for example, is because like, that's not so much a true reflection of who that character is as much as like, well, this is the genre. We got to have this shifty guy and we have to maybe throw people off the scent and make it look like he's guilty, but he's not. It's like, that's not actually, a character, it's just.
No, I know, but that's the shtick, that's just a part of it.
Yeah. Well, so
he did try to kill them.
So
which is so stupid. I don't even know. Like, I felt that was just added. See, like stuff like that. It was like, I legitimately thought that.
I don't know why I did it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I legitimately thought she was just gyrating him so hard that it caused some vibrations and that rock did slide out. And they showed me that he pushed it over. I was like, yawn. That's something like that is just so stupid. How are there stones like that could be pushed over the pyramid or the Sphinx, or Sphinx. Sphinx.
I mean, and so you're telling me that, again, and maybe I am overthinking, but at what point did they ever really let people go and just explore the pyramids and the Sphinx completely by themselves? Just go, have a blast, knock some boulders over, do whatever you want.
For me, I literally went, "Ooh, I wonder if you can do that for real." So maybe you really wanted to do it and you're mad because you're like, man, you can't do that. But for real, bro, I got so excited. I was like, oh, snap. Can you do that?
Also, it takes place in like 1930s, doesn't it?
But come on, they've preserved them.
Something.
Yeah, like I don't know what you could have done back then. That's why I was okay with all those things. You know what I mean?
The rules were very loose back then.
Yeah. So I guess, well, two things that I would like us to, or you guys.
Wait, is your list done?
Yeah, that was
okay.
it. After that, I stopped taking notes after that. I just accepted it. But all right, so again, because I've seen Knives Out, and I would say that the Sherlock Holmes movies also, the Guy Ritchie ones also are this subgenre, which I think those were well done, but I also didn't like them because they are. So what are the?
So you didn't like those?
No.
Have you seen the sorry to get off topic, but the Sherlock with Cumberbatch?
I don't know. I think I've seen two of them.
Did you like those?
Oh, the show you mean?
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. I think I saw maybe like 2 or 3 episodes. And
sounds like you didn't like them.
No, but even I did, but I don't know why I didn't continue. But even that, so like, are we talking about detective period as a genre, or this as a sub, like, or is there something particularly to this mystery detective? Like, what are the elements that maybe that you guys were expecting already, which it sounds like the cheesiness, the over the top, the gaudiness. Like, it sounds like there's things that you were like, oh, of course, that's how these movies are. So, and again, because I don't really dive that deep into this genre, like, what are some of the things that maybe I should have expected that you guys already knew would be a part of this film before you even went into it?
You want to go first, Kevin? I'll go. Okay, so for no, it's okay. For me, there's always there's always obviously someone who did it, right? So the fun is trying to find out who did it. Now, some people don't care to do that, and normally I don't, but if it's something that's not gonna be hard, like this movie, I'll play along. Um, True Detective, the great show, but that was something I had no part in trying to figure out who did it because that was just so convoluted. But I just enjoyed the story and everything about it. So for this one, I knew it was going to be a simple connect the dots. Now, obviously, you're probably not going to get it right because of all those. And again, I knew this was going to happen. Things that happen off screen that you couldn't have possibly known that were going to happen. There's no hint that stuff could have happened. So it's kind of like, well, that's not fair. And that's why I kind of like Knives Out. And I have to watch it again because I don't remember there being any scenes that were like, man, that totally, I don't know how that could have happened. But again,
No, there definitely were. If I remember correctly, there definitely were things that like happened that were
and that's another thing for me to talk about these movies. You have to watch them and they have to be fresh in your mind because you're gonna forget things. But I don't remember it being so much as I was like, oh wow, there's no way I would have figured that out. This one was kind of like, well, should have been obvious that it was the husband to get the money. But I don't know. Again, that's kind of what I was expecting. So that's why it worked for me. I got to play along and I didn't feel like an idiot because I didn't feel like I was way off, I didn't have to remember who was a part of what and why they were doing this. And again, I had seen the first one, so I already had a connection with Perot. Yeah. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. But I do like Kenneth Branagh. I do think he's an underrated director as well. Two checks for Kevin. But again, I saw Orient Express. It was the same thing. It's the same movie, just a different story. So that's why it just worked for me. Anytime I go into these murder mystery movies, I expect a who there's someone did it. So I'm going to try and figure out who did it. And if it gets off the rails, like, man, I don't know what the hell's going on, then I'm kind of off of it, and I'm not really interested anymore. If the story ends up being, oh, wow, this is pretty interesting, I'll stay along for the ride, but I'm no longer thinking about who did it. I'm just watching it unfold, and I'm no longer invested. That for me doesn't make it a great movie anymore, but it could be a good movie. And that's kind of that's the biggest thing I go into it with these type of movies.
I will say, like, for whodunits, real quick, I'll reference my favorite TV show, which is Psych. Right? It's goofy, it's funny, it's a whodunit, and it's all about, do I enjoy the ride? Because it's not necessarily the hardest, like most complicated end. And, but like, is the like, I just want on a whodunit. I want a fun ride. I want to be entertained. Like what Mark said, I don't want to be like, wait, what the heck's going on here? You know what? There were some funny scenes. There were some beautifully shot scenes. I personally thought like some of those scenes were really beautifully shot, and I thoroughly was entertained by the ride and the journey, and it was just a good time. I'm like, and to me it was all right. It got marked down a little bit because the reveal I thought was a little bit of a stretch on some parts, but I personally thoroughly enjoyed the ride so much it makes me want to go see Orient Express.
Well, no, I have no knock against Kenneth Branagh. I mean, I think he is a good director, and I do think he did a good job in this movie. It was really, there was a little bit more CGI than I think was necessary, and even in the beginning, even in that opening scene that we all like so much, and even the CGI of him as a young character, it was so well done that it's still so weird to me, like, so I it's no knock against him, and I'm actually glad to have heard Mark describe it because this is the first thing that I ever disliked about the whodunit, which made me dislike them all from that point forward. And Mark described it perfectly, that it's like they're inviting you to join in the investigation, but you never actually have a real chance to solve it. So it's just like a shot in the dark. It's just a roulette of like,
Yeah.
hey, just pick someone and see if it happens. It's like, no, like I feel cheated. I feel robbed. Like I actually would like to, like, maybe if it's a whodunit, then actually let me look around the whole frame, kind of see if there's anything that I might see that maybe the person next to me might not catch, and I might be onto it, and follow that trail. And if I'm right, great. If I'm wrong, no. But it's like you never have a chance, and it's so annoying. It's like, then why should I invest any of this if it's not even that entertaining or that enjoyable? I guess I don't enjoy the ride.
Yeah, this one was simple. The guy just married to get the money. That was the obvious thing, But the way they played it out to, oh well, he seems so loving, and I was starting to think about it. I was like, I should have assumed it was him. Like everyone knew it was probably him, because why in the hell would you keep allowing this woman who is causing your wife so much grief? Why would you allow her to continue come around? And why would you continue to do things with this woman still around? So that was I should have been like, you know what? That was the obvious trope that they were both together, because that just didn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand. But in that time period, men really just didn't care about their wives what they wanted. So I guess that worked with the movie.
You know how I feel like this movie, it makes me feel like this movie reaches out and slaps me in the face and says, you're so stupid for thinking. You should have just let us, just go on the ride and let us, do all the thinking for you. Don't worry about it.
See, I knew that was coming, though. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because again, I had seen Orient Express.
Yeah. Well,
but it was a fun ride.
And I will defend my position with another point, which is saying that, look, just because I don't like this genre or subgenre, in part because of everything that I've seen from it, that doesn't mean that I don't want to see another one that maybe someone recommends in hopes that I'll be surprised, and that it will be enjoyable, so
all right, I got some. I'm gonna shock you with it. I got some for you.
Hit me.
Oh, right now?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Dang, I wasn't loaded. I lied. No, I'm kidding. Well, it's not a movie. It's actually show. But have you heard of Murderville?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. No.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's exactly that. It's a whodunit, but they lay out all the details for you, because the guest celebrity is basically figuring it out on their own as well. So you're solving it with them, and they lay it out, and you can get the answer right if you just pay attention. So, and it's funny because Conan O'Brien's on it, so that's why I went to it. I follow anything he does.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
The ones with like good, I have never gotten any of them right, because
dude, they're all good. Don't give me that.
No, the Marshawn Lynch, like, he has no business trying to be involved in a show like that. Like,
bro, he was hilarious though.
No, he's jumping the shark, bro. Like, stick to your lane.
I've never seen it, but he's probably great because he was great in Man vs. Wild, whatever.
He was fantastic, bro. He was so good.
I saw. Well, but it's it's improvised.
Yeah. So, but I think that's why it's more enjoyable, and that's why I think they had to lay it out, because it's improvised. Like, because if this guy can't understand it himself and you got all of your guest celebrities getting it wrong, then this show ain't gonna work, No,
but that's what I'm saying. Why I don't think Marshawn Lynch is good on it, because he doesn't do improv. like if it's an improv show, do it with people. You know, like the Conan O'Brien was good. The Numail Kanjani, what's his name?
Yeah, but he doesn't do improv.
He's a comedian though. He's a stand-up comedian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, have you never seen The Big Sick? His story?
Oh, that's a great movie.
Nah, I've never seen that.
But yeah, he's a stand-up comedian. He was in Silicon Valley and stuff.
Oh, I've seen him in Silicon Valley. I love Silicon Valley.
He does stand-up. So
well, anyway, sorry, we got off the rails. Let's get back to the subject.
I have a quick question, by the way, for Juan.
Yeah.
What was the first whodunit movie that you saw that soured you on all of them?
Who hurt you?
I've been holding that question in, y'all. We're discussing this.
You know what? I don't know which one was the first one, but I think honestly, I know this will come as a surprise to you guys, but
probably not.
The Sherlock Holmes ones really scarred me because
which one? There's so many.
Well, from the first one, the Robert Downey Jr. and Guy Ritchie ones.
Okay, because there's a lot of movies made by him for him.
Yeah, sure. Because I'm a big Guy Ritchie fan. You know, Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, and everything was there. And it was like, that's when it dawned on me, and it realized, like, dude, I have no chance of getting this right. And from that, and then I was like, nah, it's dumb.
But you didn't even enjoy the ride. It was a fun ride.
I mean, yeah. I would say that I appreciated, you know, the artistic or the, you know, qualities of it, but just the story and whatnot, no, did not.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I mean, for those movies, I was a one and done. I was like, oh man, that was fun. I've never seen them ever again. Like it's one of those, because for your exact reason, there's no way you can figure out what's going on. But I enjoyed it. Like I just shut my brain off and went, okay, go ahead, and I enjoyed what I saw.
I feel like the ones of this that I probably have enjoyed are the ones that maybe are really more comedies. Like there's one that I can think of. I have not seen it in a long time. I only saw it once, but I do remember liking it when I saw it. And it was a Woody Allen movie called The Curse of the Jade Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is a whodunit that I enjoyed. But that was a long time ago.
Is that a whodunit?
Kevin, you were with me when I saw it.
Well, I know. We saw it together. We loved it. I don't remember it was a whodunit. I just remember thinking it was so good.
Oh, okay, maybe, but there's got to be some that Pink Panther. Is that
I guess it was. It was like who stole the diamond?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's variations of it that I have enjoyed. Maybe they're not quite, you know, how you guys are saying, expecting, you know, the classical form perhaps of the whodunit. So there's slight variations of it that I say I appreciate because at least, you know, I don't know, they're funnier or they're just more interesting or, you know, done better. But this was garbage. And honestly, like
garbage.
I was honestly like so angry at Kevin while I was watching this.
Oh my. How many times have you been angry at someone for picking a movie?
Dude, it's
because that might be 2 for Kevin, right? Because you did
2 back to back, man.
What was the last one? Tick, tick, boom?
But to be honest, I was being nice, but the minute he said Death on the Nile, I was like, oh, my Lord.
Sorry, man. No, yeah.
For me, this is the dark side of reviewing movies.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's get into the dark side of the reviews.
Go, Kevin.
And it's funny because, like, I literally did. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start off with just they can thank me for picking this movie.
This guy came in. He came in with his own damn trumpets.
and you started hot turning all over the place, my friend. Well, okay, I can tell you, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed a lot of things about it. Again, by far, not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fun. It makes me want to watch the other one. I would recommend it to people to watch. I would give it a solid 2.25.
Am I next?
I guess so. We
All
already know
right.
what Juan thinks, so
I think Juan left already.
he refuses to give a number.
Well, again, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. There were, wonderful cheesy moments, but I knew the cheese was coming. So, I'm not lactose intolerant, baby. I'll take cheese all day. So, yeah, I thought it was great. And just to infuriate Juan, because so good. But 100%, this is a Three Little Jerry's, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'd watch it again. I'm excited to watch it again,
Dude.
so I can pick up on the things I didn't pick up before.
Do you know what was my favorite thing about this movie?
It ending.
It's not the ending because you didn't see it.
No, my favorite thing about this, Mark's right, that it's over, and now we can move to Mark's pick, who's been killing it. So I'm actually so excited for that.
Wait, no, I think it's your pick, Juan.
No, it's Mark's
Mark.
pick.
It is Mark.
It's Mark's pick. So I'm very,
last
very excited to be moving past this.
Don't be too excited, bud. I'm about elbow deep here in how obscure I'm going.
Like serious question. I'm not trying to be funny or like dramatic or whatever, but can we give a 0? Are you guys okay with that? Or do you want me to give a 0.25?
No, I think Kevin's good. No, I think we've done a 0.
Yeah, you can give what you wish.
Dude, I honestly am thinking like, well, what's the redeeming quality that I could maybe recommend it to someone or whatever, but there's nothing, bro. There's just nothing there. It's a 0 for me. Hot pile of turd.
That's one man's opinion, apparently.
And every time Gal Gadot came on the screen, all I could see was that stupid I Imagine video of her.
Oh, and there it is. That's why you hated this movie. Oh, there it is.
And it's not just her. How about Armie? I mean, they really knocked it out of the ballpark with this cast.
I was surprised Armie Hammer's still getting jobs.
Yeah, so was I. I was like, who is that? But now
well, that's Hollywood for you.
You brought in all the real world baggage, and that's why you didn't like this movie.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
I imagine that this movie would never have been made.
I imagine a world where I've never seen this movie.
Yeah, man, this needs to burn.
Well, man, okay. That was.
I got nothing for that. I got nothing for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, high five, Kevin.
Thank you.
Juan, you got to start watching movies with popcorn, bud. No more hot sauce. Just popcorn. We got it. All right.
Just enjoy a movie to enjoy a movie. That's what Mark said.
But it's just like I get that, and I honestly, especially for a movie like this, I wish I could, man. But after having taken some classes in college.
Here we go. These have got to be the most impressive credits that you've ever received in your entire life.
What the heck of a semester?
I just can't do it, man. I just can't. There's nothing that I could, except for those. I guess, yeah, those first few minutes. Those first
black and white.
Do you want to change your score right now?
No.
Yeah, that makes it a 1 at least.
I'm good.
Or at least a 0.25. A 0.25.
No, because it was still annoying because I really don't believe a captain of a battalion would ever just run through a bridge like that. It was just covered in enemies.
All right. Aboard.
Littered with enemies. And this guy's
like a time traveling movie.
We did.
It's just a movie.
We saw Stillwater, guys.
Stillwater was great. I still think about it.
That was Mark. And Kevin.
I'm still scarred by Stillwater.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
right.
hey, it's been fun.
Till next time.
Can't wait, ladies.
Love you.